rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Good.
Graham,
What?
could you push my chair in?
Shouldn't you be in it? Okay. This part of our show is brought to you by Brian Wilson. And we want you to know that Brian endorses this personally. Don't you, Brian? This I do, because I think that Graham's Art channel is like the coolest thing since God gave me rock and roll, or the Beach Boys, or my brothers, or water, or the surfboard, which I never really did. But anyhow, here is Graham and his Art channel. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Okay, bye, Brian. Bye-bye. Okay. So, what we got here is this show is brought to you by Ace Lacquer Thinner. What this is, if you drink enough of this stuff, it's called Lacquer Thinner. What you do, you drink it every morning, about a quarter of a cup with your milk or your coffee, and within a week, you will be thinner. In fact, you will be permanently thinner because it will kill you, and that will do that. Okay, so what we're going to do here is try to do some artwork if that's possible. First thing we done, we took some golden clear tar gel. It's a golden medium by the Golden Company out of New York, the state of New York, the great state of New York. And it's a very old company. Actually, it's not really that old, but it's older than some companies.
You already told us that in episode 1.
Like I say, in episode 2 here, we're going to introduce you to the home front decorative color. This is for interior and exterior use. And if you're really kind of wild, you can put it on your posterior, and it can be exterior. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. It's acrylic and enamel, which means that it is part acrylic and part enamel too. So what we're going to do is open this jar up as so. Remember, people, that when you open the jar up, set the cap down next to the jar so you'll come back a week later and you forgot where you put the cap. Because I've done that before too, which gets really embarrassing in public. So we're pouring a little bit of that. Oh, that's more than enough, as usual. Remember, people, that when you put the cap back on, that you were supposed to remember to put back on, put it back on the same jar that you got it from. Now what we have here is pink.
A mess.
It is not a mess. Brian? Yeah, man, you're calling this a mess. We're not a mess. Leave us alone. What are you, new? Okay. What we're going to do now is get some of the Artist Loft basic white colors, like a titanium white. Why do they call it titanium? I don't know. It has something to do with the Titanic, I think. Or it's in the T's anyhow. Okay, what we got here now is we put these colors down earlier, like a yellow, a red, which turned orange, and a blue and a green, which turned purple. Another orange, which turned red, a purple that turned green, and the clear tar gel, but it didn't work out so well. And then what we did, we went to an estate sale and we got this. That was us knocking at the door. Then we got actually this, which was a piece of plastic that we are going to use. I'm going to turn it over just because it's got these colors on it. And then what I'm going to try to do here, and this is really the cool part. Now I have no idea, look at nothing up my sleeve, neither at all, how this is going to turn out. This is not like pulling a rabbit out of my hat, or a cat out of my hat, or an elephant out of Groucho Marx's pajamas. But when you put your knee up, this is very important. You need to know this. That you put your knee up there, and when you pull forward with this, you see that the colors, see under there, they're starting to go. And then you pull forward with it, and you press it down, and then you keep your knee up there. Don't put it in there. Look, oh! You can get it on your knee sometimes, which you wind up with white knee as opposed to water on the knee. This is just titanium white on the knee. And it turns out like this. It doesn't really look like much. And the reason that it doesn't look like much is because it's just failed. So, do not try this at home. And the reason you should try this at home It's because it just doesn't work. So this is what not to do. It's why, oh, I got pink on Brian. Sorry, Brian. That's okay, man. I'm still your friend. You got pink on my green sweater. It was made for me by, Fiorucci. When we went to Europe first time. But I didn't go. Okay. So, I think this might be able to be fixed. What I'm going to try to do is, Karen, I have no idea what this is going to work on.
I think I see the Holy Spirit in there. Graham.
You see the Holy Spirit?
Yes.
Where?
There's the eyes.
Okay. This is kind of like when you go to McDonald's and you get a Holy Spirit burger. This is exactly what happens. These are Holy Spirits. Besides, these are Holy Spirits too, but you don't really want to have anything to do with these kind of Holy Spirits. This is for diet purposes only. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. Put your knee up, pull on it, see where it's going to go, pull hard, and if it's going to be any better, we don't know. It might be better, it could be worse. I'm pulling, and Lord, behold, what hath we here? It is the,
Now we've got Jerry Garcia.
it is the great white ghost, and the Holy Spirit of that. Now,
It's Jerry Garcia, man.
okay.
Hold it up like that.
She thinks it's Jerry Garcia.
What do you
Some
think?
people could think it's the Great White Ghost, and I think it could be Grosse Pointe, Wisconsin. Okay, now what we have also is this that's left over here. And you can notice here that you could take this and we could have another pass at it, but I kind of don't think that we should. So what you do is you pull out Winsor and Newton's brush number Artisan Pound. It doesn't even weigh a pound, but it says pound on here. But now this is a very old company. They're from, I believe, England. The House of Windsor, and Sir Isaac Newton started the company. So what we do here is we have, what this is adding again. Please note, you add again to your master. It's kind of like when you make bread out of your grandma's recipe and you keep taking a little bit of the original recipe where you keep adding to it. So what we're doing here is we're just taking this color on here and we're just, now there's not even a big technique to it or a small technique or even a meteor technique. Those come from the sky. So you just put this on here, and then what? After you get all that on there, make sure you get it all right to the very edge. And then sometimes you can take it and with no technique whatsoever, turn your brush so very delicately.
Delicately.
That's what I was trying to say, except mumble. Then what you do is you drop this on the floor and listen. Listen carefully. That is the sound that you want your artwork to make when it drops onto your floor. And then that you know that you are getting things in place properly. Because sound and art go together. It's kind of like when you go into a recording studio, you make art and you make music, and music is art, and it's the liberal arts and all that. Then you banned the bra in the 60s, and that was liberal. And somehow that tied in with having sex in the 1400s, which led to the 1500s, which after the 1500s they kept having sex in the 1500s, that led to the 1600s, and so on and so on, and now we have 2013. So, what we do now is we say goodbye to this, we get Brian to come over and say, thanks everybody for coming to and seeing the art show and on the F and Art channel. And it's really nice to be here. Here I am under the lights. Watch, I can move out of the light, or I can move back in the light. I'm a talented guy. And don't forget to come see me on tour this wall with Jeff Beck, who's actually a better guitar player than anyone I've ever worked with before in my life. Sorry, Dave. Bye.